Okay, today we are playing a game on Lijiang Tower. We are in the Silver SR range, and we'll be playing Baptiste the entire way through. I think we actually play like a little bit of Moira. I think there might be like a minute of Moira in here, but I don't remember because I've recorded like 3 videos already, so like, leave me alone. I don't remember very clearly. This is like, the replays are good because we get to shame people, and they're higher quality videos because it's not a recording of a recording, if I can record it straight out of the client, which is great. But the problem is that the replays, they stress me a lot, because if there's a patch, the replay code doesn't work anymore. So basically, I'm like, I gotta get all these replay code videos recorded in like one day because I live in constant fear that Blizzard's gonna update the game and I'm gonna lose like 5 videos. And I just don't want to do that. So it stresses me out a lot. But, you know, at the same time, it does force me to not be lazy. So that's probably for the best, to be honest with you. I'm a very slothful person, just naturally, so it's probably for the best, because now I can't, like, procrastinate on the video. I have to actually, like, get it done. So anyway, you don't care. You don't care. You're here to see Baptiste. So, Genji has just done it bad by dashing straight into our whole team. He's gonna get away. Unfortunate. So, Soldier just got juggled in between a couple Junkrat bombs. Oh, this is extremely optimal. Oh, yes, because... So Roadhog's gonna go left by himself, Zarya's gonna go middle by herself, and Genji's gonna go right by himself. Perfect. Team is diverging as inconveniently as they possibly could. We did not get him with that regenerative burst. He's probably gonna die. Yes, he is. It's very hard to save. Genji's gonna be hopping. Genji players, boy, they're pushing that space bar. If we got him with the regenerative burst, he's probably fine, but, you know, only a little bit off to saying aim better. We used the immortality field. Roadhog was almost certainly going to survive that. He wasn't actually, like, half health, but, I mean, just erring on the side of caution, I guess that's fine. But now we don't have it to use for Ana. We like, hesitated a little bit as well in there, I think. Don't really need to be that close, but, like, you know, I'm not too bothered for Baptiste either, if you're, like, a little close, because, you know, grenades are hard to aim. We're going that way, because we were expecting her to come out of the doorway, and then we, like, pivot back down this way instead, and then we, like, don't get her. Like, she probably dies regardless. Maybe if we have the lamp, but probably regardless. Now we're in a pretty awkward spot. So, like, using the lamp for the Roadhog right there did end up, like, resulting in 2 sadnesses, because then we didn't have it to use for Ana, because we could just, like, throw it around the corner, and Ana would be fine. And then we don't have it to use for ourselves, either. And, like, Roadhog looked like he was going to be fine. Like, Roadhog usually is. He would have needed to, like, get bursted by something at the same time, which... Wait a second. Huh. I mean, I wish you could do this with a damage orb. You know? Like, I wish that you could do that, but tragically you can't. Anyway, fuck that. Video game. It's there right now. It's been there for a while, it looks like. You know, whatever, it's fine. There's a tiny little healing orb as well. Right there. Look, like the last sliver of health that was contained in that healing orb. I was saying something. Roadhog would have had to get bursted by something else at the same time, which is unlikely, because, like, Junkrat's, like, would have to be a fucking geometry master, you know? Like, Genji is not worried about Roadhog, so he would have probably been fine. Half our team is dead, but we have just committed to using Nanoblade. Oh god. Oh no. Oh Jesus. Okay. Yeah, it's actually... No, it's not gonna be fine. It's not gonna be fine. Maybe it's gonna be fine? Maybe it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. Oh, Jesus Christ. I did not need to go back 40 fucking seconds. Holy shit. Why did I push the button twice? So, like, we ran straight on to the point, which we don't want to do. We got hit by Genji from behind, I think, which is what prompted us to do that. Come on, catch up so we can see. Come on over here. Was Genji behind us? Yeah, so we, like, get hit from behind by Genji, which prompts us to do that. But, like, Genji is extremely the lesser of two evils, because it's just Genji out here. We go in here. Oh, fuck. They're all coming in here. And then Genji dashes in front of us as well. Like, that's the point where you just start backing up. We didn't really need to go through the doorway at all. Because we could still see everybody from outside. And it's like, shit, dude, there's like a lot of bad men in here, you know? It is so good that they're Genji. Like, thank God Genji had bad target prioritization right there, because we had 50 health. Well, he went for the other Genji first. Instead of the Baptiste that doesn't have his lamp. You know? Like, you know, whatever, it's fine. He can do whatever he wants. He's a big boy. Oh no, I don't like doing that. Okay, so, right now, we're alive, everything's fine, you know, we're good, somehow. There were two Genjis, very briefly, I saw two Genjis. I think that was our Genji, like, respawning, actually. Like, their team's gonna be regrouping. I don't want to be on, like, the middle of the point anymore, right? Like, their Genji no longer concerns me. My whole team's here now. So, I want to be standing, like, over here. Until I see more of what the enemy team is going to do. We did ask for, like, specifically for positioning advice. Like, I don't want to be in the room anymore. Because I don't want to get stuck in here, essentially. Because if I get stuck in the room, I'm stuck in the room. So, I like to hover around the doorways, right? Like, I like to hover around this doorway. If this doorway suddenly becomes really scary, I'll, like, come here. I avoid going in the room as much as I possibly can. If I'm someone like Moira, I'm less concerned about it because I can get out, right? But, like, if I'm like Anna or Baptiste, I don't want to go into the room unless I absolutely have to. Which basically means, like, we're gonna lose the round if I don't touch it, or, like, someone's getting fucked and I, like, really need to keep him alive, but he's around the corner, so I, like, have to come in, you know? I don't like being in that room. Because you can just, like, get pinned in those corners, and it's a terrible situation. And, you do have to, like, be a little concerned about getting booped if you're standing outside, so you gotta, like, be mindful of, like, where their boops are, if they have any. But that is extremely the lesser of two evils for me. I would much rather track a Lucio more carefully. Very patient shot. I liked that. I will say we're not spending a lot of time shooting, which, you know, you do want to do as Baptiste. But we've also been under a lot of stress at the same time, so it's not shocking either. Again, I don't want to be in this room. We could have done that from the outside of the room, and then we don't have to be in such a dangerous position. We probably still die. Like, that probably doesn't affect the outcome of that fight, but don't want to be in that room. In general, you don't want to stand on the point as a support. Like, the point is usually the scariest place you can be standing. It's almost always the scariest place you can be standing. So you, like, want to hover around the area instead of actually, like, going into it. That point's, like, a little unfortunate because it's, like, an enclosed space that can be... we do play some Moira in here. Nope, we're Lucio suddenly. Okay. There you go, alright. That, very bad efficiency. Like, I'm sure we know, but, like, it's really bad to do something like that at the start of the round, because, like, the first team fight on the map, on, like, any game, to be honest with you, but particularly on King of the Hill maps, the first team fight can dictate how the entire entire game goes. The entire round goes. So, like, especially King of the Hill, so Snowball, like, really bad. Like, be sure that you're, like, don't be in a situation where you're having to switch your hero, like, in the last couple seconds, because then you can end up, like, screwing up the whole first team fight, and then that can be terrible for the whole round. Like, be thinking, just, like, decide ahead of time. Like, this is what I'm doing. So, Genji, we decide to just, like, ignore the Genji situation, essentially. That is the bravest use of the lamp I've ever seen in my life. You know, what, Genji, hard to fight, whatever, you know, fine. But, like, how we use the lamp right here, what unbelievable bravery. Like, fuck. That guy is almost dead. Like, we're having a situation in here right now. We're like, I gotta try and save him. Like, this is gonna have to be a legendary toss to save that guy. Like, I respect the sheer bravery in it, but, like, I'm gonna want to use that for myself in the near future, probably. And, like, really hard to, like, save that guy with the lamp from so far away. Just write that guy off. Like, just write that guy off as dead. We are having a situation in the room right now. Instead. Like, oh, this would be, like, a really good place to use the lamp. You know? Like, are we actually gonna pull them through it anyway? Oh my god, they're all going to live. Nobody has to die. Someone definitely should have died. Oh, the lamp just came up. Oh, we don't need the lamp. Okay. Jesus Christ, how stressful. Oh god. What a terrible situation. Alright, we got through it. We got through the nightmare that happened right there. Like, to be honest with you, we got herded in there by Genji. So, unless we're just gonna kill Genji, right? Like, that's gonna happen, pretty much. Well, right, the real way we, like, avoid that happening is we are with the team and we go out immediately, because we, like, got cut off by Genji. And then we can, like, maybe we don't end up in, like, such a terrible situation, but, like, it's pretty much, like, the best result we could have asked for. We almost got him. There he goes. I had to worry about fucking Dragon Blade over there while Bastion's setting up behind us. Like, what an unfortunate situation. I respect that, to be honest. I'm gonna get this guy. You know, like, I respect that, honestly. Like, yeah, we don't want to be on the point, but, like, this is all happening over here. We don't want to go up this way. This is scary, because this is, like, putting us in, like, right next to the enemy team. Right? We're advancing in where the enemy team is gonna be. And, like, here's the broad thing to think about. Like, here's, like, the important thing to bear in mind with positioning, right? Is, like, how safe am I? And if you're not in a safe place, how far do I have to go to get to a safe place if something bad starts happening? Like, this is not a safe place, because this is just open space. And if we're gonna get to a safe space, like, we have to go all the way around here. Or, we have to, like, go through all the way through here instead. Either way, like, it's a long journey, or it's right in front of the entire enemy team that we're doing it. So, we don't want to do that. The simple solution to this is, instead of going up this way, where we can end up, like, right in front of the entire enemy team, like, by ourselves, right? Like, with the corner between us. We just go around this way. And then we're behind, and then we can do everything that we would be doing over there safer, because we're just stood at the end of this hallway, and we can just spam grenades through this hallway at our teammates, and we're safe, because they have to go through our team to get to us, or they have to break off and come around this way, which we might not see from this position, but as long as we're just, like, paying attention, you know, we're much safer over here than over here. Both of these things accomplish the same goal of getting us to our team so we can heal them, but this way is much, much riskier. And then we end up putting this down in a very scary place as well, because it's in front of the entire enemy team. If we're with our team over here, like, imagine we were down here. Well, shit, I just put it down here, and then I can be shooting everybody again right? But much safer. And I can, like, move forward and, like, put it further up the staircase so my team can use it into the graviton as well. So, I respect the use of the amplification matrix, but because our positioning was already off, it means we have to put the amplification matrix in an unfortunate position, which means we don't really get to use it for that much. We did get to kill a guy with it, though, so that's cool. But we could have been in a much stronger position if we were coming around the other corner instead. Bastion's up on the high ground again right now. We're having a bit of a spooky situation where Genji's behind us and Bastion's on the other side of us, but Genji extremely the lesser of two evils, and we're hiding from the Bastion. Bastion's dead now, so I don't have to worry about it. So this is the best place we can stand on this map. This is great. Just general thing with Baptiste also is, like, just charge your knees a lot, right? Like, we aren't gonna, if we need to walk somewhere, cool, you know, we just stop crouching and walk there. Like, just, like, charge your knees when you're in this kind of position, because a classic maneuver to, like, avoid a diver or a flanker is, Baptiste, is you're in, like, this kind of position when you're on high ground. And you can charge your boots, hold down charge, walk off the edge, hold space while you're falling. As soon as you touch the ground, you'll boost back up again, because there's a little bit of time before the boost resets after you go off the edge. And you just hop right back up again. And if they follow you over, hey, you hop back up, and then you're good. And you can just keep doing this because of your powerful knees. Or the alternative is that, like, you stood at the low part of the high ground, you have your knees charged. If they come for you, you can jump up onto the high ground, you know. Playing around, like, high ground that you can jump onto as Baptiste is really strong, because not everybody has such powerful knees. It's really nice to have a movement ability that doesn't have, like, a cooldown. You do have to charge it, so that's, you know, there's that part, but it doesn't have a cooldown. Doesn't have a cooldown. We weren't quite sure what the health kit was right there. Oh, he's come for us. He's come for us. So we're using our knees. That's the important thing. Again, we could have just, like, gone up, down, up, down, up, down to, like, try and fake him out, basically. But we're using our knees, and that's the important thing. We did survive the Genji situation. There was then just also a Bastion tank situation that we had to concern ourselves with. But we're using our knees. Like, dude, extremely exciting for me that we actually use the knees, because, like, I've seen a lot of Bastion videos, Baptiste videos where you watch the people just, like, never use the charge boots the entire time, and, like, even if you're just, like, hopping up in the spot like we were kind of doing there, like, that usually saves you from, like, a lot of stuff, to be honest, because people are not ready to, like, react to somebody suddenly jumping 10 feet straight up in front of them, right? Like, it's a surprisingly strong ability. This was a very short-sighted use of amplification matrix. Like, we're hoping a lot of things go right for this one. Because most of our team's fighting over on that side, right? They're all fighting off on the left-hand side. We are basically like, I don't like Bastion, which I understand. I don't like Bastion either. I understand. But we're like, fuck Bastion, but Bastion can just move, right? Bastion can just stand up, walk out of the way, like, ah, fuck. Now what am I gonna do with it, right? Like, you want, like, amplification matrix is a really hard ability to actually, like, use well, because there's always this risk that the enemy team is just gonna, like, move, you know? So, I'm sorry, I just noticed that part of my keyboard snapped off, so I'm, like, trying to snap that on subtly, as if no one would notice I was doing it. So, you want to wait till, like, the team fight is committed to, so that the enemy team can't just disengage immediately upon seeing it. And like, just use it for yourself. You don't have to worry about, like, putting it down somewhere other people can use it necessarily. Our amplification matrix was actually still up. We could have actually gotten, like, an extra shot or two through it right there, but we just kind of walked through it. Again, we don't want to be on the point. This is very scary. We just got hit by Reinhardt. It's scary. I don't like getting hit by Reinhardt. God, I was terrified. Like, just take the time during this fight to reposition up on the high ground over there, and that's so much safer. We're actually going up there now to, like, fight D.Va. We should have just, like, been up there to begin with. Like, that's the best place we can be during that, basically. Well, unless we can, like, go up to the high ground. Interesting use of amplification matrix. Enemy Baptiste. Oh god, here comes Reaper. There's a lot of things happening. Okay, we're good. We're good, okay. Yep, I'm fine with that. Just, like, get that guy dead. Their Moira just came out of Fade next to us. I saw the particle effect, but we didn't notice. Doesn't matter. Moira's gonna die at that point. Just try not to stand on the point as a support unless you absolutely have to. Especially someone, like, ranged, right? Like, Baptiste and Ana, you can stand relatively far away, and you're pretty much safe still. Like, Baptiste has more leeway in this because he's, like, more survivable than, like, Ana is because the boots, lamp, and regenerative burst, but simultaneously, the further away you are, it is harder to hit people with grenades. So, there is that to consider. But just, like, try to avoid standing directly on the point. Like, with Control Tower, you usually want to either stand, like, on the ledge next to the large health kit, or, like, behind, like, whichever team side your team is on, just kind of, like, stand in, like, the big doorway next to the staircase. That's, like, the wrong way to describe that. We're gonna go back. I know. I'm sorry. We're gonna go back. Like, no, don't do that. Like, up here is great, you know. Baptiste, like, the problem with here is usually supports don't get the time to reposition up here, but Baptiste can just jump up here. So this is great. This is, like, usually the best place Baptiste can be. If you're too scared to stand up there, like, this is, like, the next best place you can stand. Because, again, there's so many people between you and the enemy team, right? There's hard for them to get to you. The only way they can is if, like, realistically, is if they come this way. So it's just, like, you're looking over here, most days, like, you just peek over there every couple seconds. Just, like, you know, make sure you're not getting flanked, right? Sometimes you don't have a flanker, and you don't even really have to worry about it. But, like, this is, like, really safe if you can't stand up here. Sometimes, like, sometimes your team will push up this way, and you, like, follow them through, in which case just standing up here is fine, but this is a little scary. You know, you don't want to stand on the point. You're always trying to stand, like, adjacent to the point, essentially, because the point is fucking scary. That's why we have tanks. They can go and stand on the point for us. And if the tanks are, like, the DPS go stand on the point, I am going to be the last one to go on that point if I can avoid it. Especially as someone like Baptiste or Ana, who are more vulnerable to divers than, like, most supports. Like, they're the most immobile supports. So, like, if you get caught in a bad position, like, it's bad. It's bad. You're not getting out very quickly, you know? So they just lost their Lucio. Yep, this is not a good use of the lamp, because the thing that kills them over there is not going to be Roadhog shooting them. It's going to be Roadhog dumping them in the pit. So, not a good use of the lamp. Now we don't have the lamp to use to, like, save ourselves almost there. Oh, no. Just, like, stay round the corner a little bit. I know I'm going back again. No, the email specifically asked for, like, positioning advice, so I'm gonna go back for it. Like, right here, we're currently low health, and I understand we got some people over here that are pretty low as well, but, like, they're fine, right? Moira's there, she'll heal her, whatever, she's fine. Like, we're low health, don't come around this corner until we've recovered a little bit of health. Just, like, stand back over here, use regenerative burst. Like, Baby Diva can see us if we're stood here, but she's the only one. If we come around the corner, it's like 5 people that can see us suddenly, you know? So it is, again, like a lesser of the two evils situation. And we had regenerative burst coming up, so we could have just, like, hung back for a little bit, like, heal people from further away with the grenades, if they, you know, and then once we recovered, like, a little bit of health, we can come back around the corner again. Because the thing is, once you're, like, at 100 health, you're in range where you can randomly get one shot, right? Especially from, like, the enemy team that's got, like, a Junkrat on it. So just, like, hang back a little bit while you recover there, like, just a little bit of health, so you're not in, like, random one-shot range when you come around the corner. So this is a really awkward point because, like, standing around the point isn't strictly much safer on here. So we've ended up in some awkward spots. I was just like wondering if we were gonna get this Anna, because she's been alive for a while. All right, we got the Anna. All right. Like, this point is pretty weird to position around, because there's nowhere adjacent to the point where you can see the entire point, essentially. Here comes the tire. Yep, lamp saves you from the tire. Good times. This is, like, the best you can do, right? Where you identify which side the enemy team is mostly coming from, and then you stand on the opposite side of the point. Like, you are probably gonna have to be on the point because, like, this big-ass thing is in the middle. So, the safest thing is usually like, oh, they're coming around that way, so I stand, like, over here, because I can use this point as cover, and then, like, if I have to run, I can run around this corner, and I'm safe except from this angle, but people don't like to come around the outside. Or you're like, alright, they're coming around, like, that way instead, so I'll stand over here. And then again, if the point gets scary, I can retreat outside the doorway again, right? Like, you can't, there's no, like, ledge where you can stand that's great, or anything for this point. So that's, like, kind of the best you can do for this one. I don't like playing, like, Anna and Baptiste on this map, because I find it very scary. Because, like, if you get caught, like, in this area, it's pretty terrible. If you have to fight in the courtyard, like, out here, the best you can do is, like, by the bridge, or, like, by the house. Like, you want to be near something you can use as cover, is a general rule of thumb for positioning as well. That isn't a shield. Like, you know, if you got a shield, that's great, but, like, you can't trust people that have shields. So, try to bear in mind, like, how many people, like, if you're playing a support, your main concern is, like, how easy is it for them to get to me? How many people have I got between me and them, and what can I use as cover? Is essentially your main concern as a support, because you want to be, like, further back than most people. Try and get this boy out, you know. So, there, you know, those are the things to bear in mind when you're positioning as a support. And if you're playing Baptiste, like, if there's a ledge you can use nearby, then try to position near that as well, because you get to use that unique mobility. Rialto Checkpoint A has a really good example of this, where there's the balcony there's the couple of balconies over there, but whichever one doesn't really matter. You can, like, position on the low ground next to the balcony, and if somebody comes for you, you can just jump up onto the balcony. And then if they come for you on top of the balcony, you can just jump off again, charge your knees, jump back up again. So Baptiste has an extra thing that he can use. Reaper's up to no good. We seem suspicious of that room. I can see Reaper's silhouette, so I'm very suspicious. Yep, here he comes. Dude, I understand why we threw the lamp over there. If I've got a Reaper running at me, I'm not throwing that lamp to anybody else until this Reaper situation is dealt with. I am worried about me, you know? I am mostly fine with how the amplification matrix is used here. I would have just the slightest little adjustment of it being angled like this instead, because then it's easier to duck around the corner, and it gives you a slightly wider angle of the courtyard. But, you know, that's a fairly nitpicky correction to make for it. But I am fine with how we used it. Like, the timing-wise of it. So, Soldier's using tack visor in there, which is why we are suddenly, like, running for our life. Which is fair enough. Yep, Just put a bit of a wiggle on it. Yep, You do move faster also, going forward. So, correct play is if you're just trying to run, you do turn tail and run. When you're running backwards, you run at 90% speed. Fun fact. Ooh, did you see Reaper over there? He's up to no good again. I don't think we saw him outside of the silhouette. Alright, he gave up on that one really easily, actually. Quite surprised. He has Death Blossom. I'm quite surprised he gave up on that one, actually. Oh, he just teleported. I just saw him teleport. So he's behind us right now. I don't know if we saw that. We probably didn't see that ourselves, because there was a lot happening at the time, but he did teleport. Alright, it never became an issue. should be concerned about behind us right now, because Reaper didn't die during that. Yep, here he comes. Like, Reaper didn't die during the fight. He has to, like, be behind us. Oh, we waited so long to throw that lamp down. Unfortunately, it doesn't necessarily save you from Death Blossom. So we should be looking for Reaper right now, because Reaper didn't die during that team fight. So, where's Reaper likely to be? Reaper's likely to be behind us. Ooh, look, he's still up to no good. He's doing a lot of crouch walking. What a sneaky boy. Dude, I fucking love Reaper, dude. I'm sneaking. No. Go, but show me that crab walk with those guns held high again. Does he, like, teleport again? No. He broke off this way. Okay. I just love, like, Reaper sneaking with his arms just, like, fully extended, right? Like, it's so good. Look, I'm sneaking up on them. I love it. I love Reaper. He's such a stupid character. So we should have been looking for him way advance of this, because he has to be behind us if he didn't die during that team fight. And then maybe we don't get caught in this position, because now, like, he's running right at us, and that's scary. And the lamp, unfortunately, doesn't usually save you from Death Blossom unless you can kill the Reaper. So, like, we could have ducked around this corner to break line of sight. You know, like, we used the lamp, that's fair enough, but we can't, like, depend on the lamp to save us. So it's like, put lamp down and continue trying to break line of sight and get away from Reaper. Because, unfortunately, he has to break the lamp while still damaging you, you know? It's unfortunate. Some characters are like that. Did we get that in? We got that in. Sick, that might actually help. And we're ready to put this boy down. This is a little far forward. Like, I would be fine if we come around the corner and just put the Matrix down, like, right here, to be honest with you. Because, like, I don't care if anybody else gets to benefit from the Matrix, to be honest with you. Unless in, like, really specific situations, like in front of a Graviton or something. Because, like, here is how I think of Amplification Matrix, alright? Like, this is me. I just think of it as being a clone of me, right? Because it just doubles everything the person shooting through it does. So, like, I purely think of Amplification Matrix as being create copy of me. So, I don't worry about if other people can use it, unless I'm in, like, a really advantageous position already for it, right? So I would have been fine with that, instead of, like, really running for it. Because the thing is, the scary thing about putting the Amplification Matrix really far forward is if the enemy team just runs at you, right? Like, if they just run through the Amplification Matrix, you don't get to use it anymore. I like how Soldier just gave up trying to shoot us. Like, he could have just shot the lamp and then shot us, but he's like, no, that's too hard. I'm just going to shoot Roadhog, right? I'm just going to chase Roadhog down. So again, I want to be on the point. You know, that continues being a consideration for me. Like, just adjacent to the point. Again, a little harder here, but that's the ideal, is not being on the point. But we, everything got a little scary, but we won. We won. That's the important thing. So, there was something else in the email. What else was in the email? Do you think I'm better than the average gold Baptiste? I would say, like, probably about on par with the average gold Baptiste. Hello, my son. Here he comes. Are you going to jump up? Or are you going to sit there and just look at me for a long time? Here he comes. I'd say probably about on par with the average gold Baptiste. The big thing, like, you know, mechanics, whatever, like, the positioning is the thing that stands out the most, because we're just, like, really far forward, basically, like, a lot of places. We position quite short-sightedly, is how I would describe it. Like, I gotta get to my team, so I'm just gonna take, like, the path of, like, least, like, the quickest path there, when if you have to take, like, an extra second to get into position, but the position is infinitely safer, that is what you should do, right? Like, if it's gonna take you, like, fucking 6 seconds extra to get in position or something, alright, that's too much, you know, like, okay. But, like, if the difference in time it's going to take you to get there is, like, a second or two, but the longer path is a better position, do that. Just take the longer path. As long as it's, like, only a couple of seconds. If it's gonna be, like, fucking 5 seconds, don't do it. But, like, you're the support. You're the most important member of the team. Especially if you're a main support, which you'll end up being as Baptiste sometimes, right? You are the most important member of the team. So, like, do not risk yourself to save other people. Because if you risk yourself to save somebody and you die, everybody's going to die, right? Like, unless something amazing happens, everybody's going to die. You should be the last person to die. So do not put yourself in significant risk, right? Like, you should always be thinking, how safe am I as a support, essentially? There are a few video series on YouTube that you can, like, how to survive as, and you just put a support name in there, and they have, like, great advice for this. Much more, like, concise advice that I could give you, but, like, you are too important to risk yourself for other people, so, like, do the safe thing, you know? Take the extra second or two, you know? Don't, like, throw the lamp with the off chance of saving somebody that's in a terrible position, you know? Like, you save yourself. You're more important than that motherfucker over there, right? That's the main thing, like. And, yeah, so there, I gave you a lot of advice on positioning already, and now I'm just getting rambling and incoherent, so we'll call that good for the video, I think, you know. It's okay. It's all good. Hello, my son. You're very fat. Would you like to say something to the people at home? No, he would not. So thank you very much for watching. If you did, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I'm more than happy to answer. If you felt I answered your questions from the email inadequately, please let me know, and I will try to expand further. If you haven't already, you can join our Discord, ask questions more directly, and have a conversation about them, or just shitpost with us. I have started streaming on Twitch Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, 8 p.m. EST till 11 EST. The link to the channel in the description. And if you managed to make it all the way through the video and somehow still enjoyed it, please like the video and subscribe for more content of middling quality in the future. And I hope you found the video helpful. God, that was a bad video.